On July 2nd, during Food for Thought, Pronto's Lobby Art Gallery showcased Bri Sander's environmentally and socially conscious work alongside Juan Sigcha's brand new inspiring mural. Artist Bri Sander tells us how she unites creativity, sustainability, and social impact. How can artwork meet oceanic conservation?
With my own story as an artist, I began full-time working as an artist in 2020 during COVID when I had not much else to do, but moved back home with my parents after graduating undergrad with a degree in biological sciences. During that time after graduation, I was finishing research that I was conducting and publishing research in the field of microplastic pollution in wetlands. My original career goals from a little young girl was to be a marine biologist, save the world, save the whales, clean up the ocean, and just overarching lofty goals to make an environmental impact with my own career. So when I began creating full-time, I always knew that I wanted to blend my passion for science, art, and the environment together. And I would say the past 5 years has been a journey emerging as a fine artist, practicing all different visual mediums that you see in this show, and also finding an environmental voice and using a way to use mediums and use programs like this lovely art show to share a similar voice. So it's all a beautiful, deeply intertwined journey of the early stages of my career and finding passions and finding what I really cared about. And I appreciate being in a space like Pronto where the mission of environmental and community-based, like really grassroots sustainability that I deeply care about, not only in the arts, but with any mission that I've ever worked on. I've always wanted to make a difference, and a place like Pronto, to me, the more I've learned about what gets done behind these walls has just only echoed exactly what I'm interested in. It's getting your feet on the ground, doing real good work to make a difference. And I use my art to make a difference, but Pronto uses so many other amazing tools to spread really, really awesome messages that the world needs right now, almost more than ever. Yes. Grassroots efforts are a way to make a difference, but also a way to take your mind off really sort of, depressing issues, food insecurity, environmental issues, things that can bog you down and depress you by taking small actions every single day. Whether for me, it's like cleaning up the beach and taking a few of those items and incorporating it into a mixed media collage, or teaching a workshop that teaches and spreads a message of upcycling and sustainability. I just tell everybody who cares about making a difference that small steps and making yourself feel good about the actions that you do are the way to move forward and the way that I move forward in my practice, and trying so hard to make a difference in a very, very big world with a lot going on. So I would honestly say that throughout my childhood, and that was my 3rd grade art teacher, I would say that experience in early grade school is when I picked up a really, practicing passion for art that I never ever put down. As young as I was, my parents who are here tonight supported being creative and never saying no to your interests. A lot of the time my interests were creative. But throughout schooling, undergrad, grade school, I was gearing 100% towards being a research scientist. And I was actually always told not to pursue my arts professionally and keep it as a hobby, that it wasn't going to be viable for how much money you need to make, especially to survive on Long Island. I honestly had the most encouraging, supportive family, but my, let's say, talents were always sort of pushed towards science, academia, and real, like you said, real jobs. So the moment of confidence for me in transitioning to full-time art did not happen until a year or two after COVID. So I would even say 2021, 2022 is when I was finally able to establish the repetitions. I had finished publishing a few scientific works that were published in journals. I had a blank slate, and that was the moment where I really could tell myself, I have so much passion, I have the ability to get things done, why not just dip my toes, if not dive straight into a career in the arts, which I'm sure you can relate to. you can't pull yourself away from it as a creative, no matter what your day job or what you need to work to sustain yourself. I've always been drawn to the creative field. So it's always grabbed me, the world of the arts, through my journeys in science and environmentalism. Art is the guiding light through my career. Yeah, thank you so much for talking with me.
Here is a message from Bri to emerging artists.
Never say no to what you're interested in, no matter how doubtful the outside world may make you feel about your passions. You never know where your passions are going to continue to pop up throughout your journey. So the practice of art in my life was never full-time until only recently, but it has always traveled with me through my journey as a young kid, now into a blossoming, emerging artist. So keep up and never say no, and keep following your own truth in your heart and your mind.
Be sure to follow Bri Sander and Upsculpt on Instagram and Facebook. And of course, go directly to brisander.com, where you'll also find a children's book illustrated by Bri.